This one's on stakeholder needs assessment. Goals to set out, and this isn't for the stakeholder needs assessment, this is for extension goals for the project, and these are taken straight from the RFA that we applied to. So extension activities should deliver science-based knowledge to enable people to make practical decisions, include program delivery that may range from face-to-face to electronic or combinations, synthesize and incorporate a wide range of the latest relevant research results, and then the kicker, lead to measurable documented changes in learning, actions, or conditions in an identified audience or stakeholder group. If we're going to actually achieve that fourth bullet, we actually need to know from stakeholders what's likely to work. So that's the purpose of the needs assessment. So we've got a four-part process. Some of this is very formal, some of it's less formal. The Stakeholder Advisory Committee survey that we did the last annual meeting, and I'll show a couple of key results from that. And then just the overall advisory process with the Stakeholder Advisory Committee. The REACH producer survey that we've worked on with Objective 4, and it's coming back and will be analyzed over the next few months. A policy needs assessment, which I'll talk a little bit about today, and then an industry needs assessment to complement the producer survey that's planned for 2013. Okay, so from the SAC needs assessment done last year, a really interesting question that we asked, and it's not interesting the question, it's interesting the response. I don't think in any prior ag project we've ever seen this kind of emphasis on the need for peer review on everything that comes out of the project. In digging a little deeper on this, it's not just peer review in the sense of journal publication peer review, it's about transparency in the data and the methods and the process and what we're doing. I think that's something we really need to pay attention to. And then, what did the Stakeholder Advisory Committee actually care about? So we ran this survey in the annual meeting and followed up with members that weren't there. Kind of an interesting thing is we had a couple who were really only concerned about the mitigation issues and three that were concerned about only the adaptation issues, but vast majority of people kind of sit right in the middle. They're interested in both. I took the top 4 mitigation issues and the top 4 impact issues that are relevant: precision ag, conservation tillage, soil carbon sequestration, and alternative crops. All of those kind of grouped at the high end of the responses. Crop yield, water supply for dryland crops, and we actually had separated water supply for dryland from water supply for irrigated, and irrigated fell lower. Diseases, and then the regulatory environment are what the Stakeholder Advisory Committee told us last year. Now, shifting to the policy interviews and a little bit of description of what this is there are probably 3 or 4 dozen people in the region that deal with policy at either one of the state levels or at the federal level, and they really are what you might call gatekeeper people who a lot of information and decisions flow through. And so we've interviewed kind of a subset of that group of people to see what are the issues going on and where can we actually get the most effect in terms of providing science into the discussions that are going on. A couple of interesting things. Over the past decade, we've seen a shift from an emphasis on the mitigation side to an adaptation side. And one quote, right now, mitigation is a loser. And several people told us that don't even bother bringing mitigation stuff to the table, at least in the region. Shift of focus from agricultural carbon offsets to more traditional government conservation programs for best management practices. Offsets are a long-term problem. It's interesting because in the RFA it says offsets. Increasing concern over both direct and indirect regulation of agricultural greenhouse gas emissions, which I'm calling the New Zealand effect. And for anybody who doesn't know, agriculture was included in part of the CAP, as a CAP sector in New Zealand, but producers were not provided as of yet any eligible actions that they can take to meet their CAP. So it's got people kind of upset there. Regulation is the primary concern for farmers. They don't want to end up with new rules and reporting requirements for how much fuel they use, etc. And then what are the priority topics? And this top one's kind of an interesting one because you noticed it wasn't on our list in this project. And I think we actually need to address this, because in all 3 of our states within the region, water, particularly supply and quantity, is the #1 issue in terms of agriculture and climate change. If we're not talking about water supply, we probably aren't going to influence anything at the state level in Idaho, Oregon, or Washington. I think we can thank Phil Mote for that because of his snowpack publications about a decade ago. Manure management is the second one, and that's not really relevant in this project. Nitrogen management's coming down the list, but that's what's probably closest to this project. And then at the federal level, soil carbon sequestration still is on the agenda, and then the other big one is bioenergy feedstocks. And I didn't even get a